different stream. We're going to be watching WrestleMania 40 behind the curtain, and the reason why I am so not nervous, but why I didn't plan on doing this stream is because when you're doing a live stream that involves a lot of listening, I just don't know that makes for an entertaining stream. But as I said, I know the community want to hang out with each other. I do think there's going to be something in this documentary. The way that it's been delayed and the way that it's been sort of promoted, it does definitely feel like this is a documentary that we're going to be talking about after. It does feel like it's going to be a documentary where people say, did you see that documentary? Did you see what they said? Did you see what they did? Did you see whatever, that moment, right? I think what we get answered, if I was to guess, I think what we get answered is, what did The Rock give Cody? And people are 99% certain it's a watch. You might remember that the Raw after WrestleMania, The Rock came out and he confronted Cody, and basically he handed something back to Cody. And he said, you don't even need to open your hand. You'll know what this is. And, you know, he gave something back. And we didn't know what that was. And there was a few theories, but I think the leading theory is that it's a watch that Cody had given The Rock. So I think that we'll get something more on that during this. I do also wonder if there'll be a little something at the end that just teases something in the future. So definitely reasons to watch. I'm thinking it's going to be about an hour. I don't know, that's what I'm thinking. Certainly not expecting 15 minutes or anything like that. I'm thinking it's going to be about an hour. Maybe it clocks in at half an hour, but I think it'll be an hour. I'm not expecting 2 hours or anything like that. I'll be surprised if it goes over an hour. So I'm thinking it'll be about an hour behind the scenes, the build to WrestleMania 40, and we are expecting some stuff to get our teeth into. So as we said, it's going to involve a lot of listening, so please don't hate me if I'm having to sit here and pay it attention, but it should still be a lot of fun all the same. A couple of other little bits and bobs to talk about. I did do the Money in the Bank predictions, so we don't do predictions on this channel now. I've moved them to the other channel. That's kind of where reviews and opinions live. This channel is more for the live streams, and it's more for the Wyatt 6 videos, and it's more for the unseen videos. So that's kind of what I use this channel for, and the toy hunts. You know, we've still been doing them. I've still got so many to do with Florida. So we've got all of that on this channel. And the other channel is the opinion videos and the prediction videos. So I did upload my predictions. I think there's loads in there, actually. I was really pleased with it. Lots of thoughts and potential surprises. We looked at the betting odds. So we looked at that as well. So I was quite pleased, actually. I was quite pleased how that turned out. So check that out if you haven't already. My plan is to do this stream, and then I'll look to do maybe an unseen after. I'd like to get back to doing an unseen, but we may have something to talk about from this. I'm not sure. We'll have to see what happens here, but yeah, maybe an unseen. But we got a few little Wyatt 6 bits, but nothing massive. Although I did just read about Jojo. So one of the big stories on Wrestling Observer is to do with Jojo. And Jojo has said the main reason that she's working wrestling conventions is to provide an opportunity for fans to come and show their support in person. She said there are good days and there are bad days, but honestly, it's very difficult most days. I've always said that Wyndham and I, you guys know him as Bray, our relationship, it was so strong. It was such a wonderful, beautiful thing. And that's what's got me going, knowing that we had that type of love and strength in what we built in our family, in our home, and in our life. So that keeps me going, staying strong for him. The wrestling community, even beyond, they've had my back, especially people in the company. They've really just stepped up and helped me get through a lot of my days. Jojo also mentioned that she enjoys working the wrestling conventions so that fans can show their support in person, and that it's helped cope with Bray's passing. Honestly, the biggest reason I do it is to let people know they can come and show their support in person if they want. I think seeing me has helped a lot of people cope. Jojo also mentioned in the interview she's not ruled out potentially getting back in the ring, as she mainly focuses on being a mother. She says, I'm a mom, and that's pretty much what I do most of my time. I just kind of keep getting back into the groove of things and trying out a bit of music. Maybe working out again in the ring, I don't know. But pretty much I'm just a mom now. So that was an interview with News 4 Jax. So that was Jojo, who was kind of talking about what she's done and what she's been up to since Bray's passing. So, yeah, interesting. I should imagine that if you have struggled with Bray's passing and you go to a convention and Jojo's there, that'd be quite an interesting person to meet and talk to. And, you know, no one's going to be able to answer your questions better than her. I would imagine she'd be a very interesting person to speak to because, you know, you could ask her questions about... You could obviously, you know, give her your condolences, say that in person, but also, you know, maybe ask some things that she may be able to answer as well. So I certainly don't think she would mind doing that. She's probably not going to be able to stand there all day chatting to you, but certainly asking a few questions. I'd imagine that'd be quite interesting, actually. So, yeah, that's one of the biggest stories today. It's been quite a quiet day today. WWE have also put a trademark in as well for Super Brawl, which is obviously a classic WCW pay-per-view. So it looks like they may be trying to bring that back, Super Brawl. So that was quite interesting. And then I just saw this news that the Olympian, the gold medalist, Tamira Mensah-Stock, who is a gold medal winning wrestler for the USA, Olympic gold medal winning. She signed with WWE, and apparently she took part in the latest NXT Level Up tapings. So this is going to be the first time that we're going to see her wrestle. She performs under the name Tyra May Steele. You've got to watch Tyra, right? Because she may steal. So Tyra May Steele, that's the name that she's competing under. And we've actually got, let's have a little look here. We've actually got a graphic showing what she looked like. So this is an Olympic gold medalist that you can see just here. Let's see if it'll load up. There we go. Let me get in there. There she is. Look at that. That's her. That's Tyra May Steele. She won gold at the Olympics for America in wrestling. Obviously, amateur wrestling is very different to professional wrestling. But, yeah, I mean, she is obviously bringing a lot to the ring. So I'm really excited to see this girl get started and see what they're going to do with her. So NXT Level Up, I don't know when she's actually going to be competing, but I definitely have got my eyes set out for that. I'm very interested to see that. So yeah, I think that's really cool. I'm really excited by that development. She's someone that's been on my radar. She got signed around the same time as Gable Steveson. So she's someone that's on my radar. And honestly, it's gone very quiet on that front, so it's good to get a bit of an update there. So, yeah, very good. But I have watched the past 4 streams. Not one comment has seen the light of day or has been hilarious. Ride for Shahid. William, I hope you're well. I hope today's better for you, my friends. Trini, hello. Daniela said, look what they got with Gable Steveson. I know it didn't go well, did it? Didn't go well with Gable Steveson, but I don't think that she's got those kind of skeletons in her closet, you know? I mean, we don't even know that he was guilty of anything. We do have to say that, but there was obviously a lot of allegations swirling around against him. I don't think she's got any of that, so hopefully she's going to be set for big stuff, and I'm looking forward to watching that. Right, we are about 50 minutes away from the start of this documentary. If you are just joining us, I've sort of already laid out why we're here, how we didn't plan on being here, how so many of you got in touch that I just thought, well, let's do it. And this is a documentary I'd be watching. I would be sat here getting ready to watch this myself, so we might as well stream, mightn't we? And have a little chat about whatever it is you want to have a chat about. Rick said, same as Gable Steveson. That's not good timing. Well, yeah, I mean, he was obviously a medal winner, gold medal winner as well. So, you know, you can understand why they wanted him, but it was the allegations that were obviously just couldn't overcome those. So, as I said, I don't think she's got anything like that against her. So she should be set for a pretty bright future, I think, to be honest. I could see her getting somewhere. I could see her succeeding. I mean, if you've won a gold medal at the Olympics, that's very marketable. That's a very easy thing to promote. So I can see her doing well. Leapin' Lucha Larry said, is the documentary on WWE's YouTube channel? It is. It is. If you go over there now, you can see it. It's already set up, and I didn't even know you could do this, but apparently before a stream starts, you've got the ability to play a trailer. I didn't know you could do that. I don't know how you do that. And I'm thinking, do I need a trailer? I feel like I need a trailer. So I was that kind of caught my attention. I clicked on it and this trailer started playing about what this documentary was. And there's a little countdown clock. So as we said, it's about 50 minutes away. I'm so happy to live for it. I hope we enjoy it. And it's good to take notice. Word of Wrestling, shout out to you, my friends. Rick said, not timing. I mean, she's been training all that time. Nothing till now. Oh, well, I don't, that doesn't worry me. I think that the two sports have got a lot of crossover. You know, I think a lot of like the kind of grappling, the holding and the submission holds and putting on different moves, whatever, and, you know, scrambling, you know, there's definitely things that translate, but we know that professional wrestling is very, very different. I mean, lots of different move sets that you wouldn't do in amateur wrestling. I mean, look, she's going to be athletic. She's going to be explosive. She's going to be strong. She's going to have submission holds. Like, she has got a very good foundation for professional wrestling, but it's so different that you can understand that it's going to take, a while for her to kind of get what she needs to get. I kind of feel like it's hard. I mean, she's not coming from the indies. She's coming from a different sport, really. It's just a lot of what they do crosses over to what WWE do. So no, I'm not worried. That doesn't worry me, to be honest. I think she'll be okay. Let's see how she looks, but I would expect her to look quite green, and I would expect her to look quite raw green. I'd expect her to look like it's just the basics. I'm certainly not expecting her to be flipping all over the place, doing all this amazing stuff. But I think if we can just dial into her strengths, which would be her power and would be her actual grappling and her takedowns and her submissions, I think like you've got a good foundation there. So no, good. Marsh, shout out to you, buds. Hope you are well. Appreciate the support. But Rick said, I'm sure it translates, but look what they said about Angle. They tried so many times. He was the first to click in years, says Rick. Yeah, there's no guarantee that people are going to get it, but why are we going down this road? I don't understand. Like, we're excited about seeing her. She's going to be on NXT Level Up. I think she's going to be good. There's no reason to think she won't be good. So why have we gone down a road of, she might suck? I don't understand. Let's see how she looks on NXT Level Up. The Tug said she's got to learn how to sell. That's true. How to work a crowd. That's true. Crowd psychology. That's true. All kinds of things besides just moves. William says, I don't wish for AEW to fail. Well, this is a turn, but I love when it does. Okay, that wasn't expecting that. Tony is the face of it, and it's funny when douchebags fail. So there we go. William firing in a random comment. Is she Kofi's daughter? No, I don't think she's any relation to Kofi. Tallulah says, can someone tell me what time the video is released in Europe? GMT is fine. Well, it's just at 45 minutes. So at midnight in the UK, I'm in the UK, and this thing will start in about 45 minutes. It's on YouTube. It's on the WWE YouTube channel. It's a weird one, the documentary, just dragging it back to the documentary. It's a bit of a strange one because we don't tend to get these kinds of documentaries on the YouTube channel. We have had behind the scenes before. They used to do a bit of a series, wasn't it, called 24? Do you remember that? It was like 24 hours, like in the build towards WrestleMania, or 24 hours in the build towards Royal Rumble, and then you got to see a bit behind the scenes as well. So those used to live on the network. This one, we've put it over on the YouTube channel, and there's been a bit of a conversation about why have we done that? And I think it's maybe to do with the fact that Peacock have paid for premium live events, the back catalogue, and obviously they get the episodes of the shows a few weeks after they've aired. So you'll get SmackDown on there, you'll get Raw on there, you'll just be about 3 weeks out, right? All the SmackDowns and the Raws go on there eventually, but you'll be about 3 weeks behind everyone else, right? So if you weren't bothered about keeping up to date with everything, if you was quite happy to just constantly be 3 weeks behind, you could just pay your $9.99 and just watch it all on the WWE Network or Peacock, because everything goes on there eventually. But obviously people want to stay up to date, so they watch it elsewhere. But really, that's what Peacock's paid for. So I think WWE have sort of looked at it and gone, well, we don't really need to put this on there for free because it doesn't do anything for us. We can put it on there, but we don't get any extra money. It doesn't matter if people watch it, but this is a very interesting behind-the-scenes piece of content. This is a very interesting thing to document, and this is something that we know our fans are going to enjoy, so they've done it. And then, of course, the question is, well, where do you put it? Well, you could put it on Peacock and you could put it on the WWE Network, but why? Because you won't make any money from it. Like, you don't get any more money from Peacock. You don't get any more money from people that are going to subscribe to Peacock. They've paid you $1 billion for 10 years, and that's it. So you don't benefit there. So instead, they've looked at it and gone, well, let's put it on our YouTube, and, you know, whatever money it makes, but it'll be a nice little boost for our YouTube, and we might be able to boost up all the numbers on YouTube as well. So, you know, this is where they've decided to air it. And it's a bit strange because it does sort of make it feel a little bit smaller. I kind of feel like if this was on TV, or if this was a DVD, or if this was, I don't know, maybe even on Peacock, it would feel a bit bigger. YouTube, I don't know. YouTube to me it's convenient, it's quick. I don't see it as being like a big production thing. It's where TV shows put their clips. Once it's aired on TV, like, they just chuck clips up on there. It's where, like, pretty quick content gets made and chucked up, you know? It's not really where you do these big documentaries and, like, do these big premieres. So it is a bit weird that this is where it's going to be, but I think that's the reason for it. But make no mistake about it, this is still a bona fide top-tier WWE documentary. They've, you know, not cut any corners here. And this is a very interesting period leading up to maybe the biggest WrestleMania of all time. Certainly, I think the indicators were that it was the biggest of all time. Even if we could sit here and say, nah, this was bigger, that was bigger, this was bigger. I think all the indicators are implying that this is the biggest of all time. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see it. I think it goes for about an hour. And as we said at the start, I think there's going to be a couple of little cheeky things that we'll take away from it. One of them being, what did The Rock give Cody? Because he gave him something after WrestleMania. And do we get a little tease at the end? Does something at the end of this documentary set up that next step, that next stage? Have to wait and see. Dort Knight said it's coming home, whether Chris likes it or not. Dort Knight, shout out to you. Howdy, it's Josh. Are you gonna put your video so everyone can watch it together? It's Josh. Are you gonna put it on your video so everyone can watch it together? What, put this on here? I couldn't. I'd get shut down. You can't, because it's anything that goes onto YouTube, and certainly onto WWE's YouTube, that is protected. So if I was to show it, it would flag straight away and we would get taken down. So you have to be really careful with that kind of stuff. There is like free use, but free use is a bit of a gray area. Like you can sort of get away with doing reactions to little clips, but to be honest with you, I don't even think that you would see too much of that. I think there is the odd person that I've seen that does like reacting to wrestling clips, but I mean, I don't know that any of their videos get monetized. I wouldn't think so. And I would imagine they have quite the issues with copyrights and videos being taken down and strikes. And I can't imagine that they're living a carefree life, because all of that is a flipping nightmare. Do you know, it's funny actually, I've done reaction videos to video, right? So it has me watching a clip and I'll put the clip in the corner, right? I've done that, and like sometimes they're fine, and then sometimes you get strikes. Do you know, this year I've probably had about 20 old videos, and when I say old videos, I mean years old. I've had about 20 from like 2019, 2018 that have been taken down. I don't know why, but randomly they've been taken down. Apparently they were fine for 3-4 years, but now they've been taken down, and it's all because the actual footage that I was reacting to was in those videos, and so now they've been taken down. So it's not even just a case of like, you just never know is the bottom line. Like, you just never know. You could do a video where you do something and react to it and it stays up. You could do a video where you react to it and it gets pulled down straight away. To react and show a whole hour-long thing like this, no way, no way. I challenge you to find someone doing that on YouTube, and for it to stay up as well, because there's just no way. As I said, little clips you might be able to get away with, but I bet you years later they get pulled down if they're not pulled down immediately. So but Cody in the documentary should be interesting, said Dro. There is a way around it on TikTok, said Exposing. Yeah. So the thing with TikTok is that you can't actually monetize really on TikTok. I saw an interview with KSI. He said, you know, I mean, KSI, one of the biggest influencers, yeah? His TikTok account's got, I haven't got a clue how many views, but we're talking hundreds of millions, maybe billions. I'm not sure, but he is someone that can get lots of views. Yeah, I think we can agree on that. He can get a lot of views on all of his platforms. He actually did a podcast where he sat down. He's like, do you want me to tell you how much I've made on TikTok in total? And they were like, go on then. And they were taking guesses. And obviously people were like, you know, 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. And he was like, 2,000. He's made $2,000, I think it was, off TikTok. You make no money on TikTok. The way that you would make money on TikTok is by sponsorship. So if you can get someone to sponsor your channel, like, guys, this is sponsored by flipping Mr. Jenkins Nuts, right? Then you can obviously get money from Mr. Jenkins and his nuts. But actually getting money from views, TikTok's not the place for that. So you can get lots of views quite easily on TikTok. And you can use footage on there as well, because WWE know that you're not financially benefiting from their stuff. If anything, you're, I suppose, in a way, promoting their stuff. You're sharing their footage, which they're quite happy with. But on YouTube, obviously, it's a little bit better when it comes to earning and revenue. And so they take a much harder line. So, yeah, you can't really get away with it on YouTube, but you can seemingly get away with it on TikTok and Instagram and these other platforms. But even on there, you wouldn't be able to do a live. Well, I don't know. Would you do a live? I think you can do live over there, can't you? Could you do a live reacting to this show whilst also showing this show? I don't know. I really don't know, because at that point you're taking away views from them. You know, you are taking away views. And WWE might think, we don't mind you reacting to clips because that might encourage people to come and watch the whole thing. But you showing and reacting to the whole thing, that's probably not going to make people want to come and check out the whole thing on our channel. So you might not be financially benefiting, but what you're actually doing is stopping WWE from financially benefiting. So as a result, I think even that would be a problem. So it's just clips, really, or to my knowledge anyway. But there you go. There's an extensive breakdown of social media and copyright rules for you. Freddie said 1 million views on TikTok pays about $30, I heard. Yeah, I think, well, I don't know the numbers, but I mean, I don't really do much with TikTok. I've started to put a bit more up now, but I have never really done anything. It's just, you can't like really make any money over there. I think you can reach more people, which is why I've started doing more over there, because I've said before, I'd love for our community to just keep growing. If you don't grow and stand still, you're pretty much in this world moving backwards, because everyone's growing, everyone's, accounts are getting bigger, and you've got to kind of keep up, really. If you don't, then you'll get left behind. If you're not growing, you're just standing still. So I have gone over there, started doing a bit of stuff over there, but certainly that is not financially motivated, because there is no benefit to being on TikTok unless you get sponsored. But it's worth knowing for those of you that dream of being a TikToker. Then just know that the grass ain't that green unless you get sponsored and unless you can get companies interested in you. That's where you'll make money, right? TikTok's the best thing to promote something and gain exposure, said Finley. James said, have you seen that we're in the process of trying to sign Delit from Bayern to replace Varane? I did, yeah. I'd take that deal. I think he's only meant to be about 40 million. Xerxes is the striker that we were looking at, and is it Ugarte is someone we were looking at from PSG. So all of those three, about 110 million. I've seen a lot of people going, yeah, that'll do. I don't know, to be honest. I don't mind Delit, but I just feel like we need so much more than that. I feel like that's about half of what we need. So it's like people are like, yeah, that'd be a good summer with a new striker, a midfielder, and a defender. And you're like, yeah, that'd be good. But I do feel like we still need left back to cover Luke Shaw. I'm still not completely sold on Dalot. Obviously, on the wings, we've got Garnacho, we've got Rashford, but Rashford's sketchy. Anthony's no good. I feel like you can make an argument we need a right winger. So, do you know what I mean? Like, we just need so much, don't we? What type of content pays the most, says Mr. Meme. Well, I'm not aware of any platform that pays more than YouTube. I mean, I think the way that YouTube kind of works is I genuinely don't look into the analytics much, but for me, it's about £1 for every 1,000 views, I would say. So if you could do, like, if we did a stream, when we do like a Raw stream, for 5 hours, and we get, say, 15,000 views, that would have made about £15. It would have made about £15. Not exact. Not exact. I could look into it and it might have made £18, or it might have made £20, but it's going to be about that ballpark, right? It's going to be about that ballpark. So it kind of shows how much, like, people that have donated and the subscribers to the channel, people that are subscribed and renew their memberships, like that is the lifeblood of the channel. And people are so supportive with all of that stuff that, like, we never have to ask for that stuff. I never want to ask for that stuff. I never want to request that stuff. I never want to talk about that stuff, to be honest, because that's not why people tune in. They tune in for wrestling talk, and that's why we're here. But we're in a very, very fortunate place where we've got so many supportive people that, that is what keeps the lights on, because you really don't make a great deal from AdSense. You don't make a great deal from ad revenue. It's to be honest, even on YouTube, sponsorship is a big thing, which we've managed to avoid. We've kept that wolf from the door, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's a wolf we'll be able to keep from the door forever, but certainly for the past 6 years, we've managed to keep the wolf from the door. You know, I'd hate to have to sit here and talk to you about a new flipping mobile game. But listen, go on a load of YouTube channels and you're going to get that. You know, if you go on, a lot of them like do their intro and then they're like, let's hear from our sponsor. And that's because that's how you make money on these platforms. It's not through ads so much. Ads help, but you know, it is definitely super chats, memberships, sponsorships. That is definitely where, you know, most of the revenue comes from. And I would say that's YouTube, and I would say that that is the best platform for making, like, you know, revenue. I mean, you just don't make anything from TikTok. You don't make anything from, they've only just started allowing people to make from Twitter, so I still don't really know the rules around that, but I believe you can make from Twitter now. But again, I don't really know how it works. I haven't looked into it. Instagram, I don't know. I don't think you can make much off there. Again, if you do, it's going to be sponsorship. It's going to be product placement. You know, this is why people get called influencers, because that's how you make the money, is by influencing and like promoting products. Which, as we've said, at the moment, I feel like I can avoid that badge. I don't feel like that's a badge that fits me personally, because I don't sit here and talk to you about products. I sit here and talk to you about WWE and share honest thoughts and honest opinions. So I kind of feel like I don't class myself as an influencer. But, you know, who knows? Who knows how long we'll keep that wolf from the door. But, yeah, again, for all you youngsters that are looking at the world of social media, dreaming of being a YouTuber and whatnot, that's maybe just something to be aware of. Talking of super chats, we did get a super chat, and what we got, it's from Uncovered Cube. Shout out to you, my friends. Really appreciate it. You should put a comment in, but should put a little, you know, Daze, you're the best. Keep rocking, Daze. Daze, you're the sexiest guy I've ever seen. Well, you know, anything. Or something wrestling related, that would have been fine. But Uncovered Cube, appreciate the support, my friends. Really do. Are we watching it on the live, said Charlie. It will be live. It'll be live in about 27 minutes. GM Haunts said long-form videos have been known to make much more than live streams in AdSense. Yes and no. I think that long-form videos, you get an ad at the start, and then you can insert other ads throughout the video. So if it's 8 minutes long or longer, you can add additional ad breaks in there, which obviously gives you a bit extra revenue. I genuinely don't know how many people do add those extra ad breaks. I mean, it's hard for me, to be honest, because I've got YouTube Premium. I could not cope without that. I do not have the patience to sit through ads. I just don't. I will happily pay, I think it's like £11 a month or whatever. I don't have Spotify, so it works as my music thing as well. I use it for music. So if I want to listen to music, I go to YouTube Music. And I go on YouTube all the time, right? And put something on in the background. Like, it'll be it's probably where I listen to Jim Cornette the most. It's where I listen to something to wrestle with. It's where I listen to Conan show. It's where I listen to Eric Bischoff. It's where I listen to a bit of Wrestling Observer, like all of those kind of guys that talk about wrestling, Fightful. I'll put that on as I'm doing bits and bobs. I could not cope with having the interruptions of the ad breaks. No way. It'd do my head in. So yeah, I can't. I'm no good with that. I don't have the patience for that. So I don't know how many people add extra ad breaks in. You can do that manually. And yeah, I'd say that's definitely better. We can actually do it during streams, We could do it during streams. I never do it. You've got the option during live streams now to allow YouTube to insert ad breaks. And I don't do it because I just think it would interrupt and it would disrupt the flow. So I could definitely add some more ads in. But again, that's another wolf that we've kept from the door. So yeah, I you know, for me, this is about the community. It's about talking about wrestling. It's about having a good time, you know. And as we said, genuinely, those people that are members and the super chats and everything, they have allowed us to create what we've got and not have those kind of distractions. So long may that continue. That's what I would say. The Beach Kevin said YouTube Premium is my best expense. God, you know, I agree. I completely agree. I have two channels. I've got the Wrestling Daze channel and I've got the Wrestling Daze 2 channel. I've got the web channel as well, which obviously I share with Tommy Toy Travels. So I suppose 3, right? But whenever I'm on the Wrestling Daze channel, if I go and watch stuff from that channel, I've got YouTube Premium. If I go on my Wrestling Daze 2 channel or the web channel, there is no YouTube Premium connected to those channels. So, oh my God, it's the worst. Every time I'm working on those channels or uploading something, I might be uploading it and I'll just go to YouTube and I'll put something on and then ads start. And I'm like, oh, I'm on the wrong channel. And so I have to sit through and it is so infuriating. I couldn't cope with it, honestly. There is no way. I feel like YouTube Premium was made for me. So yeah, I was definitely pleased when they brought that in. Kim Shane said, I thought you were sponsored by Uncle Howdy. God, I should be. I should be flipping sponsored by Uncle Howdy. If he's watching, get in touch. Give us a bell. YouTube Premium is the only media subscription that I've still got. I actually forgot about ads on YouTube until I used someone else's computer. It's funny, isn't it? Once you get used to YouTube Premium not having the ads, when you go on someone else's computer or a different account, oh my God, it's the worst. It's the worst. I'm done. I'm YouTube Premium for life now. If they ever get rid of that, I'm done. Days, what year was better for WWE, 2016 or 2023? I would say 2023 without much hesitation, to be honest. I mean, 2016 I actually thought was not that great. 2016, you've got AJ coming in, which was really good. So that was a positive at the start of the year. But then you go into WrestleMania 32, and I thought WrestleMania 32 was big. It was bloated. It was just not a good WrestleMania. You know, I always think back, and we've spoke about it before, Shane McMahon against Undertaker. For those that weren't watching WWE 8 years ago, it was bad. It was bad. To sum up where WWE was, Shane McMahon came back and he said, you've run this place into the ground to Vince and to Seth. And the fans were like, yes, thank you. The fans were ready for change. And, people think that, like, when Triple H took over, that we didn't know that Vince had kind of, not been brilliant at booking or something, and like this was some amazing no, we knew. I mean, go back to Shane coming back. Shane said to Vince, you've run this place into the ground, and that was in 2016. And he's like, if I want to take over, I'm gonna run Raw. And everyone was like, oh my God, this is what we need. Shane is gonna be the guy that books Raw going forward. Vince said, well, I tell you what, I don't know why he said it, but he said you can book Raw, but you've got to win at WrestleMania. And he put him in a match with Undertaker. And the thing is, Undertaker's a legend. Undertaker was a face. We loved Undertaker, right? We loved him. It's Undertaker. So people are like, no, we don't have to choose. Don't make us choose between Undertaker at WrestleMania, right? We can't not support Undertaker at WrestleMania. We love the guy. Or Shane booking Raw. Oh, we wanted both things. We wanted Undertaker to win, and we wanted Shane to book Raw. So we didn't. Oh God, it was so bad booking. It was so bad. It was so bad. Like, you wanted both things. You wanted both. So we went into that, and obviously Undertaker wins. So Undertaker wins, and you're like, oh, God. Oh, well, that's... You know, I'm pleased for Undertaker, but WWE's screwed. And they're all glum. But thankfully, what happened was Vince was like, oh, I'm so impressed with you, Shane. I'll give you SmackDown instead. Which was really random. So he gave him SmackDown. So he went off to SmackDown, and, you know, this is where we started getting, like, commissioners and GMs, and there was an uptick. There definitely was. I would say Raw stayed pretty flat, but SmackDown definitely started to see some improvement. So I would say that 2016 was a year of optimism, shall we say. It was a year that... I don't put it down as a bad year. I don't think it's a very good WrestleMania. I really don't rate WrestleMania 32 at all. It's one that I would happily skip. I don't like it. I much prefer WrestleMania 33, 31. I love 30, but I think 32 is just not very good at all. But I did like Shane and him going over to SmackDown, and I think, is that the year Daniel Bryan is a general manager, and we get all of that. So I think that it is okay, but rocky at times. That would be my review of 2016. It was okay, but rocky at times. I really feel like 2014 with Daniel Bryan and WrestleMania 30 and the end of the streak and all of that. I feel like that's a pinnacle. And then from there, we just sort of come down. So for me, 2016, you know, we're starting to come down from 2014. By the time we get to 2019, 2020, we're flipping scraping the barrel. So by a country mile, 2023 is better. 39 is a much better WrestleMania than 32. And it lays the foundation for obviously what we had this year and finishing the story. So it's a fun question, but I'm quite comfortable in 2023. I've said this era that we're in now, which I would say is what... When Vince went, maybe end of 2022, 2023, 2024, I would say this era, this for me is a Mount Rushmore era. I would put this on Mount Rushmore with the golden era, with kind of early ruthless aggression and attitude era. I think I'd put those eras, and whatever this is, the Triple H era, that's what Michael Cole keeps trying to call it. I would put all of those eras on Mount Rushmore as the kind of key moments in the history of WWE. So that's how special I think this period is. I think WrestleMania 39 and WrestleMania 40, I think you have to have them kind of around the top end of the WrestleManias. I do. I think they're both really good. A lot of people do wonder if 40 was the best WrestleMania ever. I don't think it is, but I can understand how big those two main events were, certainly on night 2, but night 1 as well with the tag match. Felt huge. Felt absolutely huge. And you had brilliant moments dotted all throughout both days. So it's right up there, but I wouldn't say it's the best. But yeah, pretty fun question. But I would quite comfortably go with 2023. Check your most popular streams on how many viewers you got at your highest and how much money that you made, said Mr. Dell Jr. Well, to be honest with you, I don't know. I'm not sure how to do all of that. I don't really go into the analytics of each stream. So, I mean, all I know is kind of how much the channel would make before I was doing streams, or how much the channel would make in times where I was only streaming compared to how many views that we were getting. And I kind of know roughly that it works out to be around about that. I don't think there's any correlation to how many people join your stream. Well, I mean, only it pushes up the overall number, but I don't think like peak numbers make any difference. I don't think like you're not getting paid by how many people are watching you at any one point. It's how many people watched you in total. So if you had, say, 40,000 people that watched you, that should translate to, in my mind, about £40. It may, you know, that is not an exact science, so it would not shock me if it turned out to be 50 or 55 or 60. But, you know, as a rough ballpark, it's going to be that. For anyone thinking that 40,000 viewers was going to translate to £1,000, you're dreaming. You're absolutely delirious. 40,000 would translate to about £50, £60. That's the ballpark that we're talking about. So again, memberships, sponsorships, all of that stuff. Bunszilla said 40 is best by far in the Triple H era, which is only just beginning. But WrestleMania 34 was the best in the McMahon era. Oh, really? 34. That's very interesting. That's actually not one that you tend to hear that often. I would say 17 and 19 are the two that probably get mentioned more. That's very interesting. 34 being the best WrestleMania outside of WrestleMania 40. Do we think The Rock and Roman turn up at Money in the Bank? I don't. No, I don't. No, it's not that I don't know. I don't. No, I don't. So no. Donald said, nice surprise for the stream. Thank you. You're definitely the best for your dedication and your hard work, said Donald. Well, Donald, shout out to you, my friends. We just had so many people asking that I was like, well, we got to, haven't we? There comes when you get one or two people asking, but when you get in, like, you know, 15, 20, 25 kind of people asking, you're like, oh, okay, maybe we should. So I know the community likes hanging out and sharing their thoughts, and I think, you know, a lot of people don't want to just sit and watch these kind of things on their own. But as I've said, this is a bonus stream. You've got to think of it as a bonus stream. This is obviously something which we didn't plan on doing. And so, I don't know. I just think there's going to be a lot of listening. I don't think it's going to make for a great stream. But, well, listen, we're here. We're living our lives. We're doing the best we can. And it should be a lot of fun all the same. Don't forget, massive weekend this weekend, though. We'll be live on Friday. We'll be live on Friday for the SmackDown show, which should be fun. That's the go home, of course. Then on Saturday, we've got Money in the Bank, which is going to be big. It's going to be juicy. Looking forward to that. Then on Sunday, we have got NXT Heatwave. So we'll be doing the live stream for that. Then on Monday, we got Raw. We'll be doing the live stream for that. On Tuesday, we've got NXT. We'll be doing the live stream for that. So we're busy, man. We've got a lot going on. Tomorrow, I'm doing a members live stream. I was going to do a members live stream today, but this has sort of got in the way a bit. So I don't know if I'll end up moving that or what we'll do with that, but definitely one tomorrow. And yeah, as we said, you know, lots coming up this weekend. Mr. Meme said, do you think it's true you have to be negative or controversial to succeed on YouTube? No, I don't believe that for a second. I think that if you're controversial, I think that you can maybe get noticed more. I think people want to go onto YouTube, and I think they want to watch someone. They don't really want to watch someone going, Raw was okay. It was okay. I've seen worse. You know, that's not gonna really do it for people that have been at work all day. You know, if you've been at work all day, you want something that's going to get you thinking. I mean, I think what we try to do is be honest, and being honest does mean, unfortunately, we do have to say quite often, yeah, it was okay. But that's only just a very small part of what we do. What we do is we have very big conversations about the latest news. We talk about theories and thoughts, and you know, there's a lot of people that I think share their theories and thoughts, and then other people are like, oh, didn't think about that, you know. And so like we kind of chuck stuff around. So I don't think, you know, we don't have to be controversial. We just have to be honest in our opinions, because I think honest opinions can be interesting, and I think that other people find them interesting. If you was to watch a show on your own, like if you was to watch this documentary and I was to watch this documentary, right, I would want to know what other people thought about this. I would want to know, oh, okay, if something big happens here, oh my God, what did people think about that? How did people react to that? I would want an answer to that. Now, I don't need that to be exaggerated. What I would want is the truth. I want to know truthfully, what did you think about what we just saw? And so I think there's a place for honesty. And I think there's a place where people can see through fake stuff. And so I think if you're honest, then I think that hopefully, you know, that's something that has value, because honest opinions should have value. So I don't think that being controversial, unless that is your honest opinion, I don't think that that is something that you should promote, or I don't think that should be a strategy. Let's put it that way. I don't think you should go onto YouTube and be like, how can I be controversial? Like, that's not how I operate. That's not how I think. But that is how some people think, and it is a way of creating noise. Because if you're saying something controversial, you're probably saying something against the grain. Like, you know, Uncle Howdy sucks, and the Wyatt 6 story sucks, and here's 10 reasons why it's the worst thing I've ever seen. Someone could make that video, and I'm sure they could find 10 points, right? That would that be controversial? It'd be controversial in this community, certainly, you know. Would it also get attention? Yeah. Is it going to get good attention? Like, sometimes you have to think, like, do you want to be that person? Would you want to be that person? Like, if you want a channel that's just constantly negative and it's going to just be constantly down on stuff, you're going to have to deal with the fallout of that. Like, do you know what? It was lovely, actually, because I went to NXT house show, right? And I mean, listen, I'm no one. This is nothing. Yeah, this is you and us having a conversation, right? We've got our own little flipping corner of the internet. We're happy on our own, right? I don't expect any wrestlers to know about this or know what we do, right? And the conversations we have. So, like, for me, I just kind of went along, didn't think twice, right? But there was one thing that happened that made me go, oh, does he know of the channel? And I've told the story before. It was Luca Crucifino, who probably doesn't know of the channel, right? Probably doesn't. But he did something that just in my head made me go, that was weird. Does he know of the channel? And what happened was the wrestlers would come out and they'd go around like the ring and they'd be putting their hand out for anyone that wanted to touch their hand, right? And I wasn't bothered. I was in the front row, but I was just kind of sat applauding as people were coming out, right? And like, you know, people were just carrying on with the match. He saw me and distinctly came over to me. Like, he came over in my direction and put his hand out right in front of me, like that. And like, it was really weird. I was applauding, and everyone else was applauding, and he sort of clocked me, came over and distinctly shook my hands. And that was, I mean, it was one of those where I'm like, that's weird. That was a weird moment. And I was like, does he watch the channel? Does he know of the channel? Like, what's gone on? What's that? What's that about? Maybe he doesn't. Maybe it was just a nothing moment, but it was just a moment that made me go, strange. But I thought to myself after, I was like, if he does know of the channel, the fact that he's come over and shook my hands sort of implies that we must be doing something good. Because if he does watch or has seen, even if they're only clips, and he's come over and gone, you know, respect, and shook the hands, oh my God, I'd much rather be that person. Do you know what I mean? Like that, I would much rather be that person. The person where the wrestlers come over and go, keep up the good work. The person where the wrestlers come over and go, yeah, love the conversations, love the streams. Like, I'd much rather be that person. And rather than someone that sits here and is just constantly down, constantly negative, constantly like, this sucks, that sucks, they don't know what they're doing, I could wrestle better than them, blah, 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 blah. Do you know what I mean? Like, that to me, I think that's a real slippery slope, and negativity will fuel negativity. And so if you're negative, you'll attract negative people, and it'll just be a downward spiral. I mean, I just don't know that you're going to be living I don't know that your life's going to be any fun. For me, that's just not a road I want to go down, man, at all. And I don't feel like the need to go down that road. As I said, I think there's value in honesty. So I'd much rather sit here and just go watch the show and be like, this is what I thought. You know, you might not like it, but I think that could have been tighter. I think that could have been better, but I did like that bit, and blah, 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 blah. So, you know, that's my strategy to it. But no, I don't think you have to be negative or anything. You do have to offer something. And we offer honesty. But it could be education, couldn't it? Think about those channels like Wrestle with Andy, who's got a brilliant channel where he does documentaries about wrestlers. You can go to his channel and learn. He's not controversial, but he'll teach you stuff and he'll tell you stuff that you maybe didn't know. That has value. So providing something of value is what you have to do. Sometimes that could be a negative thing, but sometimes it could be positive. Sometimes it could be honest. Sometimes it could be educational. So, a lesson for the kids out there: you don't have to be a douche to get on in this world. You can just be yourself. Sometimes, guys, yourself is enough. George Vlog said, "Do we know how long the doc's going to be?" No, we don't. We're waiting for it as we speak. So, no, we don't. I'm expecting it to be about an hour. That's my expectation. And my other expectation is that we're gonna find out something that we did not know, and maybe something that sets up the future. So let's find out. We are 3 minutes away. Josh Hunter, shout out to you. Huckster. I don't know if you pronounce it Huckster, but Josh, shout out to you, my friends. Hope you are well. I can see your Liverpool badge. You'll never walk alone. Undercover Cube said, Daze, love you. You are sexy. LSA. That's better, Undercover Cube. I think you meant that last time, didn't you? You just, for some reason, it didn't add it or something. Yeah, respect. Uncovered Cube, shout out to you, my friends. Jason said an hour would be nice. An hour would be nice. I would expect an hour. I certainly don't think it'll be a 15-minute thing. This thing, we're covering the whole run up to WrestleMania, and you know, even the trailer they put out was 2 minutes long. So I've got to think that this is going to be a sizable, chunky documentary. So yeah, I think if we start going over an hour, that would be unexpected. If this is going to clock in at 80 minutes, 90 minutes, that would be strange. But an hour is what I'm expecting. That's where my head's at. Tortured Pickle said, I'm relatively new to the channel. I love the Wyatt 6 and the Bray stuff, like on a geeky level. Let's go. And the community is very welcoming, open, and very chatty, said Tortured Pickles. Well, Tortured Pickles, welcome, my friends. I agree with you. I mean, that's definitely what we want to be. I think that the way that I look at it is that we are a little corner. We're our own little corner. I mean, I don't interact with other channels, to be honest. I just kind of keep myself to myself, and I just want to talk to people about wrestling. That's all I want to do. So I don't really play that kind of game. I just enjoy doing this. I just enjoy talking about wrestling. So it's good to know that we're open and welcoming to new people, because that's absolutely what I want us to be. Because as I said, if we're not welcoming in new people and getting new thoughts, new theories and everything, if you're not doing that, you're just moving backwards in this day and age. So I'm very pleased that came across, and long may that continue. So and with that being said, we've got a countdown. Let's go. Oh no, this is new. We've got like a sci-fi drone. It's a horrible countdown, actually. I don't like it. It's saying 39, 38, 37. Right. I saw there was super chat. Thomas Morehouse, shout out to you, my friends. Kojiko said, I don't think you're ready for this. I don't think you're ready for this. I don't think you're ready for this jelly. I don't think you're ready for this jelly. I don't think you're ready for this jelly. Coach Co, shout out to you. I retweeted your video of Jey Uso, and I think people are going to be able to figure out who you are now. I still think you was the little girl that was crying, but who knows? Man United Hodge, shout out to you, my friends. Appreciate the support as this documentary begins. And it's beginning with the trailer. So we're on the plane with the game. 40 years in the making. Biggest WrestleMania. It's great to have a glimpse into his life, isn't it? Look, I wonder if that's one of the scripts. Yeah. This was probably 80% done in October. The WrestleMania card. So if you ever wondered when they had WrestleMania sorted, 80% done in October. So it is the trailer that's also going to be the intro. I'll see you at WrestleMania. Pedro, shout out to you, my friends. Shot said, I love the streams, I love the toy hunts. You're a nice guy. Who do you think will win the Money in the Bank briefcase? Well, we did predictions on the second channel today. So you can check out my full thoughts over there, but I won't be a douche and not tell you. I went with Tiffany, and I struggle with the men's, but I'm leaning Jay or Sammy. But the odds say Drew. The odds say Drew. This is Tom Rinaldi narrating. I like that. Talent, is it Talent Days Off in the background? On the wall? MLB title belts. But I'm sure on the wall it said Days Off. Who's like missing certain shows. So again, we've had all this. Would you do watch-alongs of old PLEs once a month, said Aiden? We could do. We could do. We've done plenty of them in the past, but there was a lot of people that joined us for them during the pandemic, not so much after that. I think they were good during the pandemic. Is Cody? Look, there's Pharaoh. That's a lovely neighborhood, isn't it? So he's in Georgia. He's made it his mission to win the championship, a promise he made to his father. So we're just seeing that promo he cut the night after WrestleMania 38. What an amazing WrestleMania journey he's had since coming back. Surprise return at 38. Lost in the main event at 39. Competed in both main events at 40. I mean, they have so looked after Cody. Heyman said people were clamoring for the rematch the second that 3 hit at WrestleMania 39. People kept saying, finish the story. There's his finish the story belt. Feels like we're back at Mania, said Tom. It's good, isn't it? It's good. William said there's 20,000 that are watching. That's good. I think it'll do well, this, and it deserves to do well. We had the story and the match planned. But there was another story. Roman Reigns and The Rock, and they're showing us footage from 2015. Is The Rock. We'd been building it quietly. So he said he spoke back in 2021. Ah. This is interesting stuff. The Rock's talking now. So he said that they were planting seeds back in 2021 to get to Rock versus Roman. But no one told Triple H. There's Vince. Oh my God. We got a glimpse of Vince on the platform. TKO, Endeavor and WWE join forces. Oh, I just saw Vince. Ari Emanuel's been very close to The Rock, apparently. So he revealed in September about Rock and Roman. They're documenting this really well, actually. There's a merger coming. So it was teased back in September. Of course, Daze notices Vince. Says, yeah, Vince. Just so not used to seeing him anymore. Kian said, do we think we find out why it got delayed by 3 months? Why it got delayed by 3? Oh no, I don't think so. The documentary? Don't think so. Was it 3 months it was delayed? Really? I actually don't know the reason why. The rumor was it was because something needed to be signed off by The Rock. But The Rock's personal writer said that's just not true. So I genuinely don't know what the delay was on this, but something was delaying this. There's The Rock. Oh, there's Nia. So this is him backstage. Some backstage footage. Look, there he is with hugging Damian Priest. It's fun, innit? Seeing him backstage, getting ready to go out there, knowing that his music's about to hit. You could understand why that's addictive. You could understand why that's something that he wants to keep doing, you know? Listen to that pop, man. Listen to that pop. You can totally understand why this, it's like a drug, innit? The whole arena just going absolutely flipping mental for you. Goosebumps, look at them. Goosebumps. Edward said, imagine if this is like 3 hours long. Well, listen, we're no stranger to long streams, Edwards. We're no stranger to long streams. That'd be all right. It's quite straightforward at the moment. It's just kind of walking you through the story. We haven't really had anything behind the scenes, although I thought the Nick Khan conversation going back to 2021 was interesting. Head of the table line was huge. That was Bruce Pritchard. Rock Roman seems like the dream match. So they're just showing Roman. Look at that dude. You see that dude that had a pumpkin on his head in the ground? What was that about? So Paul Heyman said, this presented us with a million options. One option was not going with the rematch with Cody. Triple H said, is that bigger than Cody Roman? Outside of our world, it certainly could be. And I don't think any one of us would disagree that Rock Roman's bigger than Roman Cody. And he joined the TKO boards. So we're seeing some footage of him at the headquarters now. This is the thing I love the most, says The Rock. Oh, look at all the old belts, man. The Backlund belt. There we go. No, I've not seen that picture before. The Rock and Triple H, but he's got the Bob Backlund belt over his shoulder. Wonder why did he go for that one? Why didn't he go for the first one? They've got the Buddy Rogers belt. Rocky Johnson, The Rock's father. Oh, he's getting emotional. There's Bruno. This is the stuff. This is the stuff that we don't see. Like the stuff with him going around the headquarters. Him walking out on Raw and everything. Yeah, that's cool. But this is what we want to watch for. The proper behind the scenes stuff, you know? Why the Bob Backlund belt, though? Let's run Cody Roman, but let's explore this alternative. Those old belts are beautiful, said That's What She Said. All right, now we're at the Rumble. We've got to the Rumble part. When's it starting, said Crypty? It's on, my friend. You can watch it on WWE's YouTube channel right now. TSA guys were saying to Cody, finish the story. People at the airport. Yeah, a lot of pressure. I mean, it's so hard, isn't it? A lot of pressure on him to finish the story, and that's what the people wanted. It was becoming more of a reality. It was going to be Roman Rock. So he's saying that Cody found out that day. They're idiots. How did they think they were going to get Cody to move out the way of this? Everyone wanted him to finish the story. What was the plan? So Cody wins this moment here. I need an answer. Why did he point to Roman and say, Roman, I'm coming for you? If he knew that wasn't the plan. Look at that dude with the shirt. I've never seen that before. We've got to have him win. We've got to see where the reaction is and go from there. So Triple H said if he didn't win, it damages him. We had to keep going with him and investing in Cody. But he knew the story was shifting. It's really interesting. The last 48 hours have been rather challenging. On Saturday, you'll never know how much I needed you. God, it's interesting. Looking back at these old promos, knowing what we know now. It was Seth. It's so good, isn't it? I love behind the scenes stuff, said Nathan. I know. He had a Cody shirt on. He was like this to Roman. We're seeing the injury that CM Punk suffered at the Rumble. Oh God, this was desperate, wasn't it? Do you want to fight for that belt, or do you want to fight for this one? The Dusty belt, this one. Where he desperately tried to get Cody to fight for his title instead. That was a hard situation for Seth. They did him dirty there. Look at the people. No! Don't do it. Just can't believe how stupid they were to even think that not having Cody finish the story was an option. So we're going to clear it up. Forgive me if I don't seem overly enthusiastic. We're hearing from Cody on his bus. I want that title. But not at WrestleMania. What? One of the people that I spoke to, he knows you very much. Remember the crowd? The crowd pop. Do you know, there was a lot of people during this moment that were like, yes, Rock Roman, Rock Roman. Go back, watch the stream, watch the live stream. Look, massive Rocky chants. We were like, what? No, he's got to finish the story. But the crowd were chanting, this is awesome and everything. Fickle live fans. There we go. Swans in. There, look, there's Rock and Roman embracing. That was great. Well done. Yeah, we screwed Cody. Well done, everyone. Well done. How was it? Yeah, no, it was great. You screwed him really well. Well done. Well done. We went a little bit over with our screwing of Cody, but no, it was great. The Rock's like, let's chat this week. Maybe we can screw him some more. Thank you, boys. Thank you, boys. So we're seeing like in Gorilla moments after Cody just got screwed. Yeah, let's go on his bus. There's Cody. I have to believe. I have to believe I won't lose the faith of the fans. Well, we flipping well didn't let that happen, did we? Who runs this company? We flipping do. Look at him. Dejected. Dejected. Yeah. Look at all these people that are excited. Wrong side of history, kids. On his bus with his vodka. Show days. They won't show me. Of course, they won't show me because I didn't react the way they wanted. They've shown people reacting, going, "Oh my god, what? We're getting this match. This is mind-blowing." That's not our reaction. Our reaction was, "What? What? You're not going to go with Cody?" "72 hours we want Cody trended for." Cody's the concerns were understandable, says The Rock. 72 hours. That was a crazy weekend, man. Rock says, has that groundswell started to happen? You can just truck through it. There's a few things that you can do. You can listen to the fans, or you can just truck like through. Yeah, look at all those "We Want Cody" signs. Seth said, "I can smell what's cooking," and then the fans start booing. It's mental to look back and see how the live crowd reacted on that SmackDown compared to how the Raw crowd reacted. That weekend, it shifted everything. So, is Rock going to take credit for this? Rock said, "This is how I'm feeling. We could plow forward. However..." Even if it's a segment of fans, I don't like that they are upset. Rock said the choice essentially was mine. He's taking all the credit for this. Let's go Roman Cody. Cody finished the story. Take care of those fans. The Cody crybabies. Yeah, Cody crybabies. That was a big part of the build. And so they're talking about the pivot. Rock's trying to work this shoot still, said Rick. The Rock is BSing. It's revisionist history, said RM. I mean, it is true in the sense of there was a decision to be made. You know, do you ignore the fans? But that noise was too loud. It was too loud. He trended 72 hours. It was too loud. You would have really upset your hardcore fan base. So it's a bit crazy for him to turn around and go, I had a decision to make. And I thought, we can't alienate those fans. You know? It's like, shut up. You knew you'd have a flipping riot. So we've got Roman and everyone arriving for this press event now. Toby said, come on, Rocky, just admit it. When you saw that we want Cody movement, you thought to yourself that my reputation is already in the toilet. We need to change this so I can save myself. Yes. Oh, this was big, man. This was big. So Seth coming out. Obviously, we get Roman coming out. We get the whole bloodline family tree. We get Cody coming out. We get the moment where Cody changes his mind and challenges Roman. Hold on. Hold up. Hey. This right here is bull. I choose you, Roman Reigns. We heard that so many times. I choose you, Roman Reigns. That press conference was so good, said Say. I agree. William said the documentary is Rock's bid for president. Let's go. You're irrelevant. You're just like your dad. Oh. This was so good. This was so good. If your father was here, Seeker, the High Chief, they'd be ashamed of you. How do we make this go viral? Now we have a problem. If you insult his grandfather, you insult my grandfather. Yeah, big moment. That was the big pivot. So The Rock said we were doing all this talking creatively, strategically. Now there's Brian. Got his book. It's a good book, actually. He used to be a writer for WWE, but now he works directly with The Rock. So they're talking about the tag match. Okay. This documentary is breaking kayfabe, said Cleveland Brown. It is. I think kayfabe, sadly, it passed away. Is The Rock arriving them? Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Triple H said, so now we're having to adjust the video packages and all of the graphics and the creative around WrestleMania. So we're getting to see them doing all of that now. Do you remember that kind of quite sci-fi WrestleMania trailer where I think this is them filming it? Yeah, it looked great, that did. That looked really good. So that's the... God, the set looks really good. That was the trailer. That was the little teaser for WrestleMania. That's Bruce Pritchard. He's been... That's Brother Love, but he's obviously been Vince's right-hand man for a long time. On and off. In the internet and social media eras, kayfabe just can't exist, said RM. Edward said, WWE did Daze dirty. How come you didn't get a mention? AEW on top. Dudes, we do our own thing. I'm not bothered. Okay, we're back on the plane with Triple H. Everyone that's involved is super active because they've been encouraged to be super active. There's the writing room. Man, The Rock's promos, though. His promos on social media. He said he called Nick and he called Ariel Ari Emanuel, and he said, you're going to see The Rock final boss now. Ari told him to go for it. This was a really good development of his character, actually. I still think the biggest moment of this year is him and Cody. Well, Cody finishing the story, of course, but him and Cody with him whipping him in the rain. That was sick. So there's The Rock in the ring. The Rock really loves blowing his own trumpet, said Tortured Pickles. Nothing came of that, did it? You know, him putting up the one with the wrong hand. Nothing's come of that yet. There's Seth. So there's Seth saying that he's confident he'll be 100% for WrestleMania. Kind of forgot, actually, that he was injured all the way up to WrestleMania. And then, obviously, after WrestleMania, we didn't see much of him. Okay, March 8th. Where are we? Okay. We're just seeing him talking to production. That's quite interesting. So we're seeing the entrance. Does that feel good to you? This is interesting. Quite interesting, isn't it? Like, Triple H is just standing there as The Rock's telling them, I should walk to a mark and we should do all of it. And Triple H is just like, do you need anything? Okay, interesting. Look how engrossed Daze is. Yeah, that is the problem with this. You have to listen to a lot of stuff. Like, we're just seeing the evolving nature of the Rock's entrance. It's kind of cool, isn't it, to see him having all of those conversations, and then they showed the actual entrance. And you can see those little bits that he was just talking about. It's just good. Interesting. I don't think we've had anything monumental, to be honest. There's probably a few little bits you could pull out. So Triple H said you just begin running with things. What if we did this? What if we do that? We're already up to March 10th. Business is the hottest it's ever been, says Cody. Do you remember, it was at this point he was agreeing to go to kids' birthday parties and become best man, and all of that stopped, didn't it? During this time, where he was trying to finish the story, he was doing all this stuff. Don't hear any of that now. Did he even go to that kid's party? Did he even go to that? Was he even the best man at that dude's wedding? Some questions have to be asked. Heel Rock was better than Pro America, Rock said RM. Maybe show Bailey in the background, says Al. I didn't see Bailey in the background. So there he is, just posing for pictures. Edward said he did go to the wedding. He posted it on X. Oh, that's interesting. So we're seeing Rock coming down. We got Cody in the ring. As we said, we're all the way up to March. I think this is probably going to clock in at about an hour, which is what we were expecting. As I said, I don't think there's been anything that monumental, but all of this stuff is just so interesting. Here's The Rock on Jimmy Kimmel. Did I see this? I don't think I saw this. Look at those shirts, man. The #1 city in America for cocaine and meth use. Crackhead Karens. Do you remember that? I forgot about that. Crackhead Karen. Oh, man. Here's him sing along with The Rock. Man, I forgot about some of the finer points of the build towards this year's WrestleMania. Brilliant. Sean said, Rock went to the wedding. It was better for business. Oh, very good. He got replaced. Very good. Okay, so we're seeing... Oh, look at that board. Pre-record locations. Did you just see that board? It said pre-record locations. Yeah, he did a lot of swearing, didn't he? A lot of bad language. So Rock was extra motivated, whipping and beating on Cody due to the pivot. Lol. Mama Rhodes. Rock was getting so over once he turned heel, says Brony. Meth capital of the world. It was a good line, wasn't it? Mama Rhodes. Oh. The greatest heel that professional wrestling has ever seen. Yeah, I still think this is the highlight of the year, to be honest. Spartan Major, shout out to you. William said, we want James Ellsworth chants in the chat. Toby said, I've got to admit, I love the Crackhead Karen's promo. Oh. His story. There's Cody and Seth getting whipped. Rocky sucks. That Rock Cody segment in the rain is going to be remembered in WWE history as one of the best segments of all time, says Brony. The Rock weight belt went from tan to white to show the blood more obviously, says Rick. God, look at the... Oh, mate. Look at the wounds. Where are we? 2 days before WrestleMania. Cody. Brandy. Where are they? Out for a dinner. Sean Spears. Who else is around that we know? DDP. Mama Rhodes. So they've gone out for a meal. It's amazing that we're here again. There's Michelle Rubio. There's the arena, the stadium. Looks great. There's 50,000 in that live chat now, says William. Is there? I can't see the live chat, unfortunately. The way that I've got it all set up, I can't see it. Are people enjoying it in the live chat? So we've got Cody. I think, is this the day before? In the stadium. There's Roman on the treadmill. Wow, it's interesting here, Roman talking about an overflow of, like, anxiety and self-doubts, but excitement as well, you know? I mean, you forget these are people that do feel those emotions. They do feel anxiety like the rest of us. It's funny, I mean, you don't think that they would feel, like, nervous, but we know that, like, I think, didn't I hear that Rhea had a bit of a panic attack before she went out at WrestleMania? I don't think this stage was very well received, though. People seemed a bit down on the stage. There's so much stuff going on. We've just got to make sure nothing falls between the cracks. So much fun doing... Oh, lovely. Little moment. Wow, they made The Rock's entrance thing on the floor. They made it in a week. Here we go then. WrestleMania. That was interesting. They made it in a week. Aubrey said a lot of wrestlers get anxiety because they're afraid they might drown. Plus, if Cody lost again with all the babies in it... I didn't know where you was going with that. So because of all the Cody crybabies. Ah, very good. Made it in a week, Cedric. Yeah? Crazy. Sis said it's intimidating to be the focus of million and eyes of ears on the internet. I respect WWE superstars so much. It's true, innit? Wasn't there a moment where all superstars were in Gorilla, said Spartan? I don't know, to be honest. I mean, we know a lot came down at the end of night 2. And people absolutely will have, you know, you hear about how people backstage were all around the monitors watching and whatever. So we're seeing the night 1 tag match. No, they didn't include any of the Rock's promos. Oh, man. That dude that dresses as Dusty Rhodes, they just showed him. We featured some of his stuff on Unseen a couple of times. Boom. The documentary's not been bad. I was expecting a little more, said Brony. Yeah, I would agree in the sense of I don't think it's given us anything mind-blowing. But I think what it has done is given us just little insights, you know, little things like that thing on the floor being made in a week. Just getting to see how Triple H and The Rock work together. Getting to see Cody being on his bus after saying he's not going to face Roman. But yeah, none of the bad language promos that The Rock did have been mentioned. Rock bottom. So there's there's Mama Rhodes. Crossroads. It's such a good match. Ah! Whips him. Whips him. I haven't seen this since the actual match. Rock bottom. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Roman and The Rock. It's predictable. We knew that would happen, but... And that shot there. Dejected Cody in the ring. Lots to think about overnight. How is Cody going to overcome this? Oh, are they going to show us the fire? Do you remember there was the fire? Oh, yeah, Dusty's on that one. He used to call that his $1 million smile. Yeah, his bus caught on fire. I didn't know if they were going to include that. Look at him having to figure out where people are going to put drums for an orchestra. All this stuff that has to be planned. Cody telling Dusty's story. I think I may watch some Dusty matches. Oh, that would be good. I was watching a few old Raws the other day. 53,000 in the live chat. Well, that's excellent. I'm sure they'll be really pleased with that. Is there going to be something at the end, though, as to why this got delayed? I mean, we thought this would clock in at about an hour, and it looks like it's going to. We're just getting to the main event of WrestleMania Night 2, and we've got 7 minutes. There's Cody's entrance. God, this was so good, wasn't it? This was so good. With all of those legends popping up during the match. Roman looks like a tribal chief, doesn't he? Solo doesn't look like a tribal chief. There we go. The rematch. Brandy looks great in that fit, said sis. Wrestling fashion matters. I can't wait for tomorrow. My nephew has brought some fireworks, said Suzanne. Oh, yeah. What? 4th of July? Oh, yeah. Happy Independence Day, America. It's a general election here in the UK. We go to the polls. We vote for who we want to be Prime Minister. It's quite big, important. So we've got that. You've got Independence Day. I wonder why they didn't put this on tomorrow. Thinking about it. Cody looking up at the heavens. I wish Jacob Fatu was more serious like Roman. He's got that tribal chief look. Oh, I think Jacob's very serious. Did you see him like walking in the background, stalking back and forth? Oh, here's Jimmy. Oh, but here's Jay. Yeets! Yeets! Boom. Off the stage. That's that done. Here's Solo. Here's Cena. Man, so good. So good. Cena getting in, clothesline solo. Oh, AA. If you smell. Just kept building and building and building and building. Still crazy that we didn't get Stone Cold, isn't it? Daze, I meant serious in the way he talks. He just sounds not all there, said AJG. Boom. Get the Shields. Yeah, people were confused by this. They were like, Dean Ambrose. But here's Seth. That didn't go well, did it? That didn't go well at all. Ah, the gong. The flipping gong. Oh, mate, so good. So good. Look at his facial expressions, man. Oh, so good. Boom. Boom. Wallops Seth with the chair. Goes in the corner. Runs over. Kick. Crossroads. And again. One more for the road. 2, 3. Spoiler. Cody wins. Undertaker was awesome. That was so good, wasn't it? So good. For the first time, a Rhodes can call themselves WWE champion. Oh. Oh. Cena in the ring. Oh, yeah, that did the rounds, didn't it? Heyman and Roman hugging on the entrance stage. Very real, that, between Heyman and Roman. I mean, that is the end of one hell of a run. Wow. They say wrestling's fake, but a lot of the emotion is as real as it gets. Look at that. That ain't no fake smile backstage, is it? After finishing the story, there's Becky to give him a big embrace. We'll see him backstage just moments after Cody has finished the story. There he is with Undertaker. Kevin Owens. Amazing. So Triple H said, now we've just got to navigate it. That's our job. What do we do next? Well, you put on a banger with AJ Styles. That's what you do next. Banging match. Might not have had the story and the build that people were looking for, but that is a great match that he has to follow up WrestleMania. This is the bit now. What does he hand him? Does he hand him? Our story has just begun. Big cheer. Oh, they don't show it. They didn't show it. They didn't show that moment. That has surprised me. I really thought we were going to find that out. What he handed to him. I still think it's the watch, but... This was legitimately, on every metric, the biggest WrestleMania of all time. Oh, there's Nick. So we got the credits. The off-season will last for 8 hours before the planning for WrestleMania 41 begins. Well, I think that's it. We've got a black screen. And that's it. Wow. Well, do you know what? Do you know what? I am shocked that there was not anything monumental in there. I mean, to my knowledge, there was not anything monumental in there. I'm shocked that there's not anything that were like, oh my God, you know, did you see that? Blah, blah, blah. I really am. I'm shocked that there wasn't anything at the end. There wasn't a tease. There wasn't like a moment. There wasn't a big reveal. I think it was a good documentary in the sense of it really does document everything. If you miss part of that story, or, you know, people that are just getting into wrestling now and they want to go back or whatever, I think you can go back and look at that and get the full picture. I think it's interesting that The Rock claims that he had a choice and it was his decision. There's probably some truth to that, but I don't know. Shut up. It was the fans. It was the fans. But I think yeah, I'm just shocked. I'm just shocked there wasn't anything monumental that was in there, you know? I'm just shocked there wasn't anything in there that made us go, wow. Didn't see that come in. Oh my God. It kind of feels like you can pull some quotes out of it. You could pull the odd little thing out of it, but not much, to be honest. I don't feel like it demands a video, you know, or anything like that. So why was it delayed? Why was it delayed? William said, WWE has got 102 million subs. Live audience got to a peak of 56,000. 12,000 likes. There are some stats. Thank you. Cleveland Brown said it was a good documentary. It would be nice to feature some of the other wrestlers and their matches. I suppose. Yeah, that's interesting. I wasn't expecting that, though. I thought this was going to be just about the Cody, Rock, Roman stuff, so I wasn't really expecting anything else. But that's an interesting thought. That's an interesting thought. Like, should they have featured some of the other matches? This was WrestleMania 40 behind the curtain, but I think the trailer made it quite clear that it was going to be focused on that sort of main event picture. No Days feature, -5. I'm giving it a 5, says Niall. Niall, shout out to you, my friends. Dro said I give the documentary a 9. Well, I'll tell you what, let's do a quick poll, shall we? Where's it gone? Okay, we don't need that. Don't vote on that. Let's do score. Let's get people's scores. Do you think it was between 8 to 10? Do you think it was 7 to 7.75? Do you think it was 6 to 6.75? Or do you think it's 5.75 or below? Let's see what you lot think. Get some scores in. I had to take a few points away. I just didn't get enough. Joe Hendry said for Beach Kevin. Good watch. I would have liked to have known what the plans and the pitches and appearances were that didn't materialize. Yeah, that's true, because apparently they did try to get Stone Colds, but he sort of turned them down. But then I suppose, I don't know, perhaps they don't want people to know that, because then maybe they feel it might take away. Rather than watching and enjoying what you got, would you watch and go, oh, they tried to get Stone Cold, but he wouldn't do it? Rick said, I'm telling you, it was delayed because it made the Dwayne look bad. I'm guessing so they went with full in character Rock. All right, so you think that they redid loads of bits. Trini said, NXT Black and Gold was all the proof I needed that Triple H truly loves pro wrestling. Shot said 10. That was actually amazing, and I enjoyed it a lot. Well, that's good. That's good. My expectations were too high. It was not bad, said Matter. Kim's Trains, hello, said, I thought it was about the whole event and not just the main event. Rock made it about himself. It was okay. I give it a 6.5. Maka said it's crazy that they planned WrestleMania 41 8 hours after 40. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think they planned the whole thing, but I think they've got rough outlines of, like, what's our main event going to be type thing. I think, like, you know, that's kind of... He will have an idea as to what he wants to do next year. I mean, it's not going to be the whole cards planned. But, yeah, the working towards that does begin, basically, as soon as the other one finishes. I mean, it wouldn't shock me if, like, it's penciled, almost penned, Rock versus Cody for 41. That's what we're expecting. I mean, we're in July. We're only a few months removed, but it's already been rumored that's what they're looking at. I really thought that would be SummerSlam, but apparently not. Apparently not. This community has got a rare chat IQ, says William. If you want intelligent wrestling conversation, then we've got it. Well, that's good, isn't it? And I agree with you on that, William. You know, I often look into the chat, and it's quite easy, I think, to find some really good, really thought-provoking, interesting comments and theories and stuff. I agree with that. ZZG Plays said, I thought it was okay. Sean said, Bloodline 2.0 revealed The Rock as their head of the table at SummerSlam. Mark said, I think they had to make Roman more of a face than he already is. Yeah, perhaps it is a case that they watched it and they were like, is this presenting people in the way that we want them to be presented going forward? It's an interesting thought. I Am Your Father said, maybe they remove some content that spoils Mania's 41 main event. Maybe. Shot said, how long do you think Cody will be champ? I think he'll be champ for quite a long time. I mean, I don't know if he loses it before WrestleMania. I think that he could lose it and win it back, of course, but you might want to just keep going with him till WrestleMania, because there's not really a threat, because Gunther is, I think, going to get the other title. It's not really loads of heels for Cody to really worry about, I would say. Do you know, it's funny if you think about it, because it's so hard to become champion. You know, ask Cody, ask Sami Zayn, like, how hard it is to be champion. But it sort of feels like when you get there, it's not that big of a deal. It's just like, now he's got there, it's not like there's 20 killers lined up ready for... It's not like he's got to deal with... You know, I mean, like, flipping heel Triple H and heel Undertaker and heel Bret the Hitman Hart and, like, you know, this killer's row of heels all lined up to take him down. I mean, maybe if we didn't have the brand split, there'd be more threats. But it just sort of feels like it's quite comfortable, to be honest. I mean, he's faced Logan Paul and Banger with AJ... and a rematch with AJ, and it looks like now he's going to face Solo, but Solo's lost loads of matches, so we're going to have to work real hard to make Solo feel like a challenge, you know? I'm sure we will, but yeah, I don't know, it doesn't... I am surprised that there's not more heels ready and lined up to face it. I think there's a chance that we turn Randy, and that Randy might go after another championship, might go after that belt. So there's maybe something we could do there. We won't struggle. It's not that we're going to struggle. It's just the quality of his title reign is going to be dictated by the quality of his opposition. You know, you've got to have... You know, Ali is regarded as one of the greatest boxers because he was around when the division was on fire. You look at the matches that he was having, the fights that he was having, they were wars. And so against, like, amazing all-time talent. And because he emerged victorious so many times during that period and was champion for so long during that period, he has emerged as someone that people regard as the greatest. But, you know, if he was around at a time where there was just a load of jobbers, it would be very difficult to make the argument that he is one of the greatest. And I think that's a little bit of the challenge that Cody's got at the moment. Like, just doesn't feel like it's got that killer's row of heels lined up ready for him. And so as a result of that, he is now in a situation where we're having to kind of find some different interesting matchups, like Logan Paul, you know, and we're trying to build up Solo again, even though we've done nothing with him pretty much throughout the early part of this year, apart from bury him. So now we're going to have to try and build him up. Maybe we'll turn Randy, as we said. So, yeah, it's a bit weird how hard this was. And then when you get there, it's like, cool. All right, so I don't know that he loses it this side of WrestleMania. I think he keeps it. And I think at WrestleMania, we do Cody versus Rock. Alicia said, well, don't do what they did and let someone win the Rumble want to face Cody, who is champ at Mania, and they don't let that person face him because they want Cody Rock or whatever. Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy that they have done finish the story, have Cody win the Rumble, and then go, let's see if we can get him to go after Seth instead, and think that the fans were going to be all right with it. I don't know. I don't think we'll ever get an answer as to why or how they thought they were going to do that. I sort of feel like there's the corporate answer, which is what we had in that documentary, and there's the real answer. And I feel like the real answer is Triple H and Cody were building towards Cody versus Roman for the past 2 years. And the plan was Cody Roman, and then flipping The Rock came into the conversation, and The Rock can say, oh, I had a secret meeting with Nick Khan in 2021, and he can say, oh, I mentioned it on a podcast in September, right? But at the end of the day, where were the conversations with Triple H? Triple H is the guy that's in charge of creative. So if you haven't got Triple H on board and he's not in the loop, and you're not working with him to plant the seeds to get you where you want to go, if you really think you're just going to rock up and go, here I am, let's do the thing, right? You can understand Cody and Triple H going, yeah, nah, we've sort of been doing this other thing, so we're gonna keep doing that. So, I mean, it would not shock me. It would not shock me to find out in the future that after all of these boomers have retired, if Cody says, do you know, Triple H had a word with me just before the men's Rumble match to let me know about the fact that we weren't going to go with me at WrestleMania, but he said to me, I want you to win the Rumble, and I want you to point at Roman Reigns, and I want you to challenge Roman Reigns. Trust me on this. Trust me on this. I want you to do that. Right? And it wouldn't shock me to find out that Triple H told Cody to do that. I don't know that he did. But it wouldn't shock me to find that out, because I do think that both of them were working together to go in that direction, and then flipping The Rock turns up. The Rock rocks up, and he goes, how about we do me against my cuz? And they were like, yeah, how about we don't? Because we were actually doing this. So I sort of feel like Triple H and Cody could have been like working together to find a way through this. I'm going to get you there. I'm going to get you to that title. Don't worry about it. It's kind of a thing, you know? Aaron, shout out to you, my friends. Aaron said, what if the 6th member of the Wyatt 6 is Alexa, but as Lily? It kind of makes sense, because all of Bray's puppets have come to life. So why not Lily? There's 2 ways of answering that. I can give you... I'll give you my honest thoughts, right? Because there's 2 ways of answering it. The one way is, that's interesting, we'll have to see, right? The other way is to kind of dig into it that little bit deeper and see, can we actually figure out why they won't go that way, right? And so I'll do a bit of both. I'll say that is interesting, right? But I am also interested in digging into why wouldn't they do it. And I think Lily was never like a Bray puppet. Lily was like, we don't really know the origins of Lily. Lily was just sort of created as, to be honest, to me, it feels like Bray was removed from WWE and we needed to keep the story going. I think they knew there was money to be made with the Bray story. And so they got rid of Bray, but they didn't want to get rid of that kind of world. So they just kept doing it with Alexa. And so Alexa had Lily, but we never got the backstory of Lily. So I don't know that Lily is a Bray creation, to be honest with you. Those puppets were inside Bray's mind. So they were set free when Bray passed away because they were in his head. And when he passed away, they got set free. We sort of learnt that from the QR codes. Now, Lily, we don't know the backstory of Lily. I certainly don't think she was something that was in Bray's mind. So Lily doesn't quite fit the same way that the puppets fit. So that might be a reason as to why we don't end up getting Alexa coming in as Lily. The other thing as well is that I think it was Tom Colicue that mentioned that Alexa may be returning as a gimmick or as a character that Bray had created for her. Now, I don't know when Bray created this character. So did Bray see Lily and did he think, let's create like a human form of Lily, and he created that character for her? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So is there a chance? There's a chance, but I don't feel that the puppets and that Lily are kind of from the same mold. I don't feel like they're from the same mind. Like, it wouldn't shock me to find... I don't even know that Bray created Lily, to be honest. I don't even know where she came from. I know she was Alexa's doll, but I don't know who came up with her or what her backstory is or any of that. So I think that... I mean, well, the backstory was it was a doll that Alexa had when she was a young girl. I remember seeing those pictures, but... I mean, they were bringing that doll to life, and do you know what I mean? She was winking, and didn't she do some weird stuff backstage with like Shayna Baszler? With like, I don't know what was going on with all of that. To be honest, that stuff was sort of losing me. That stuff was getting a bit just weird. So I don't know. I'm not a big Lily fan personally. It's not a direction I would look to take it, and I don't think it connects to the puppets, but that's the in-depth answer. If you kind of pull back from that and just look at, well, here's some puppets that we've brought to life. Why don't we get the doll and bring that to life? If you don't go as in-depth as what we just said and pull back, you can see the logic as to why you would do that. You can understand why that would be a direction that you could go. So, yeah, I mean, I'd say good idea. It's something I could see being quite popular. It's something I could see people getting on board with if done well. I don't know that they'll go that way. And I definitely don't think that Lily and the puppets... I think there's big differences between them. But again, pull back from it and you can make an argument for it. You can make a case for it. But I'm not the biggest Lily fan, to be honest. I'm not the biggest Lily fan. I just thought that it started to feel like we were ripping off Bray, to be honest. I kind of felt like we didn't need Bray, or we needed Bray because of his creativity, but I don't think Vince and Bray could work together. So Bray was released, but Vince wanted to still have something that catered to that audience. So we kept going with Alexa and the Playgrounds and Lily, and it just didn't feel right. didn't feel right. I remember a few people at the time sort of speaking out against it as well, being a bit down on it. Loads of people were into it. I mean, kids loved the doll. You know, the doll apparently sold really, really well. So, I mean, it did find its own audience as well. But, yeah, not for me. I loved the Funhouse, but I was not a big fan of Playground Alexa. AE said, keep Alexa away from it. Gacy Loomis free. Watch them become the whole damn show. Aaron said, yeah, it was just a thought. I'm not sure how I would feel about it. I just remember seeing it in the QR codes about Lilith. Yeah, we think that's what Lily was named after. Is Lilith, who wasn't she like a fallen angel or something? So I believe the doll was named after that. But yeah, it's good, right? It's a good thought. I like it. That's why I'm happy to dig into it and chuck it around. But, yeah, I would say not for me, but I think there would be people out there that would be definitely on board with it. Maka said, if Rock versus Cody is at 41, does it need the title? And if so, does Cody retain? I don't think it would need the title, because you could, after what he did to Cody in the build to 40, and I'm sure what he would do in the build to 41, you could easily get a match out of that, of these two. You know, I mean, that's a big match for Cody because that's a big name for him to beat. You know, you don't see The Rock having matches and you don't see The Rock losing matches. So if he was to lay down for Cody and have Cody go over, that would be big. That would be big for Cody. So I would say no, you wouldn't need the title involved, but I do think the title would be involved. And I think the People's Championship would be involved as well. The only reason why The Rock got given that belt is to build to next year's WrestleMania. I don't doubt that at all. I don't doubt that at all. As soon as I saw it, it was so weird that Muhammad Ali got inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame and they used part of the induction to give a belt to The Rock. That's weird, strange, seems a bit out of place. And I really think the reason for it is because they approached the family and WWE, or more so The Rock, said, how about if we do a little story? How about if we involve Muhammad into like a bit of a wrestling angle? And Muhammad Ali loved wrestling, loved it. He was a massive fan. And I really think he would have approved. I think he would have liked to have been part of a wrestling angle. I think that's something that would have appealed to him. And I think his family knew that and they were like, yeah, what do you want us to do? And I think The Rock said, well, how about you give me a belt that I will go on to defend, and it'll be the People's Championship. Because, you know, that's what Muhammad was called, and he was the People's Champion. And, of course, The Rock would be the People's Champion. And so he says, how about, like, you give me this belt, and I'll go on and defend it. Now, I don't know that these conversations have happened, but I really feel like these conversations have happened. And I really feel like next year's WrestleMania will be title versus title. It will be Cody's belt versus Rock's belt. And I think they're gonna, whenever you see The Rock, you'll see that belt and you'll see how important it is to him, because he got that from Muhammad Ali's family. And I think that is now an item that he treasures. There is now something you can take from The Rock that he would not want to lose. And that is that People's Championship. And that showed itself a little bit at WWE World. Someone in the crowd mentioned about his belts. And The Rock was like, no, this belt right here, this is precious. You don't just win a belt like this. You have to be given a belt like this. I was gifted this from the family of Muhammad Ali. Do you know how special that is? He was really putting over how special that championship was. And I was just sat there going, one day someone's taking that from him. and it's probably going to be Cody, who could, you know, reign as not only the WWE champion, but the people's champion. He could be the people's champion, because in many ways he is. He was. He trended for 72 hours. He is the people's champion right now. So I can see that being belt versus belt, title versus title. I think it was only brought in for that purpose. And I think we definitely get that match. I thought it might be SummerSlam. It doesn't look like it's going to be SummerSlam. Looks like it's going to be WrestleMania. That will delay Rock versus Roman, unfortunately. But yeah, just, you know, so much stuff for us to talk about. There's so much stuff going on in the world of wrestling. And this was a friendly reminder of what's to come. Because, you know, we have been, not in a slump, but we've been so invested in Nightbird and Wyatt 6. It is nice to sit and watch like something else. And of course, we love all of that, and we're going to continue loving all of that. But we know there's some big stuff on the horizon. When Roman comes back, that's going to be monstrous, mate. That is going to be monstrous. So we know that's going to be huge, and we know that Cody Rock's going to happen, and we know that Rock Roman's going to happen, and we know that there's going to be CM Punk matches. I mean, God, there's so much we could do. We could do CM Punk against The Rock, the rematch. We could do that match. Only this time CM Punk goes over. Imagine the promos between The Rock and CM Punk. Like, think of the stuff that's coming up. Like, when they say they've only just got started, they mean it. Cody finishing his story was brilliant, but all it's done now is just open up a whole world of other possibilities. So exciting. Radbro said Alexa was dressed and acting like she was Lily at one point. They brought the playground to Raw, said Radbro. Daze, you watch Kathy and KO show? I've not seen it. No, I've not seen it. I would watch it. I did see that they'd done it, a second episode. Daze, here's a good question. When WWE superstars win the title, do they get a copy of it to take home with them, or do they get the real thing to take home? So I believe they carry around the real one, right? I mean, in this day and age, back in the day, they used to carry it around. This day and age, maybe they leave it with someone that takes it to the next town. But to be honest, I think they do still carry it with them, because you need it for house shows, and, you know, you might need to go to NXT and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, I mean, we've seen wrestlers having to use replicas before, because I don't know that their belts were around, or they forgot to bring it, or, you know, so I think they've had to grab a replica instead. But most of the time, I think they carry it around themselves. In regards to do they get one, I don't think there is a system set up whereby you get just sent one in the post, but you can get one if you request it, and a lot of people do, of course. So but I don't know that they're anything more than replicas, to be honest. I don't know that they're anything more than that they get sent. So yeah, there's not like, I mean, if you go into like superstars' homes, and we've done that a few times, had a look around different superstars' homes on various different shows, you'll see they've got like loads of belts and all that kind of stuff, but it's not the actual ones that they won that tends to get passed over to the next person. But they tend to have lots of replicas that sort of signify the moment, you know? So, yeah, I don't think there's a system in place whereby you win the belt and the next day one's on your doorstep, you know? That might have changed since Fanatics took over, because Fanatics look after the merch now, but I don't think so. I think it's one of those where, I mean, listen, for them to get a replica belt, they just have to ask for it and one would be sent. It's no problem whatsoever. The amount of money we're talking about, like, they wouldn't have to pay for it. I remember seeing Asuka, actually. She did a video where she had a load of belts that she had been sent, and that signified all the different championships that she had won. So, and I believe they were just replicas. So there's a video on Asuka's channel that will probably back up what I've said there. Right, where are we? Where are we with the time? 1:30. Let's do a couple more questions and then we'll scuttle away into the night. My show says what I think they're gonna do is they're gonna keep Rock as heel. Roman will be a babyface when he comes back. They'll have a rivalry, and that leads to WrestleMania 41. Well, I thought that as well, to be honest, buds. I thought that, but the word on the street is that it's actually Rock Cody at 41 and that we won't do Roman Rock until WrestleMania 42, which seems like madness to me because that seems a long way into the future, but that's what the streets have said. So I thought we would do Rock Cody at SummerSlam, Rock Roman at WrestleMania 41. But instead, it seems like it's Cody and Rock at 41 and Rock Roman at 42. So, but we'll have to see. I mean, we'll have to, you know how these things change. Rumors are Cody will be champ till Mania and then he'll lose it to The Rock, says Edwards. The Beach Kevin said Mark Briscoe has been killing promos lately. Nita Nitro said there are 2 titles, a TV one that's shiny and perfect, and the actual title, and they don't keep those. If you want one, you get one made, and that would be a replica, says Nita Nitro. Dallas Cowboys fan says Ambrose might return in 2027, but not now. But they're on episode 3 now, said Spartan Major. Will Jay win Money in the Bank? Well, I did a predictions for Money in the Bank. I know a lot of people that join us on this channel may have been looking for that because historically I used to put them on this channel, but it's on the second channel now. It's on Wrestling Daze 2. So all my prediction videos would go over there. So I've done a prediction for Money in the Bank earlier today. I will do an unseen or something in like a couple of hours on this channel. Tomorrow I will do NXT Heatwave predictions on that second channel, and then on Friday I will do a special opinions video where I ask you for your thoughts, your predictions and opinions about who is going to win and what is going to happen at Money in the Bank. We'll do that and get that uploaded on the second channel on Friday. So an unseen or something tonight, we'll have an unseen or something tomorrow and a member stream tomorrow, and then boom, SmackDown stream, boom, Money in the Bank, boom, NXT Heatwave, boom, Raw on Monday, boom, NXT on Tuesday. It's non-stop, my friends. It is non-stop. Spanta Crow said, I made a video of your character in 2K24 on TikTok. Oh, okay, cool. Very cool. Tag me in it. I'd be interested in seeing that, but Brony said, Daze, have you been reading the reports? Rock Cody was planned for 41, but a lot of different news outlets are saying Rock Roman at 41. We're going to have to wait and see, says Brony. Gonna have to wait and see. Kim Strains said, what is going to happen at the Royal Rumble? Who is going to win it? Bo, Howdy, or someone else? Royal Rumble? I was thinking maybe The Rock to get us to Cody Rock, but it could be anyone. It could be anyone. It could be CM Punk. It could be Roman Reigns. It could be, we don't know what's going to be happening with the other title. I think it's probably too soon to predict. D-Mac said, do we think that Roman versus Solo for head of the table happens at WrestleMania 41? The Rock is then revealed as Solo's puppet master, leading to Rock Roman at 42. Well, if they did go with Rock Cody at 41, then I think Solo Roman, that would be brilliant. And that would be probably the right place to do it as well, because you need a big kind of show like that, a big show. Like you don't want to be doing Solo Roman on like a B show, but once we get past SummerSlam, I mean, Survivor Series is going to be Bloodline probably. So, but what other big show have you got? Like maybe a Saudi show? Don't know. I mean, like you want one of those big stadium shows for like Solo versus Roman, who's the tribal chief? So I really wouldn't be down on that, to be honest, if we did Roman versus Solo at WrestleMania. AUS said, I don't want The Rock anywhere near the next Mania. The main matches should be Rollins versus Reigns, Cody versus Gunther, and Drew versus Punk. Michael said, I think Cody versus Solo is a cover story, but it will be Cody Rock at SummerSlam. Okay. Rick said, I'm out. Thanks, chat. And Daze, Rick, shout out to you, my friend. Have a good evening. Kapowski said they just showed up that main belt is the one they carry. They showed them taking Roman's side plates off and putting Cody's on. That is the main title, and then they get to keep a replica of that. Cody got a new belt and traded it, or has he still got the main version of the belt in golds? No, he's still got the belt from WrestleMania, hasn't he? I'm not aware that he's done anything. Dodge. I'm not aware that he's sold the belt on eBay or anything. I tagged you in a post regarding my take on WrestleMania 41. Okay, I will try and get to. I think I might be drowning a little with posts, people's reactions, and in fact, I am. I will try and get to it, but I'll have a read of it after. Where are we? Right, we'll look to wrap this up. I don't think Roman will be back till SummerSlam because Paul went off. He's going to be out for a minute. Money in the Bank's on Saturday, and that would be too soon. Plus, Roman is coming back, and that would be bigger than Money in the Bank, said Kapowski. Kim Strain said, with regards to the belt, I saw an advert on NWA for a company that makes belts, and they make all the belts. Cal said, I really want Howdy versus Orton match. I want Howdy to win for Bray after all the Randy killed the Fiend. Yeah, I would like that feud as well. Do you know, if we turn Randy heel and we do Randy versus Cody, like say Randy betrays Cody, if we do that, then we can quite comfortably get Howdy versus Randy as well. So there's probably a lot of benefit to turning Randy heel. Right, guys, I'm going to wrap that up because I'm going to go and grab something to eat. And not only that, but I want to have a look, see if we can do a bit of a unseen or put something up on the channel. So appreciate people joining us. I know this maybe didn't quite reach the levels people were hoping for. Although, if we do have a little look at the poll, here, look, we've got 58% of people thinking it was still 8 out of 10, or 8 to 10. 7 to 775, 29%. And look, only 11% of people thought it was below a 7. So it seems like people really enjoyed this. So, and that's great. I mean, for me, it didn't do anything wrong. It just maybe didn't quite deliver that OMG moment. Oh my God, we need to talk about this. Everything's changed type moment. Maybe that was a bit too much to ask for and a bit too much to hope for. But either way, it was good. It was solid. I enjoyed it. It was well worth watching. And I really appreciate people joining us for this stream. So hope you enjoyed it, my friends. I'm going to run away, but as you know, we'll be back with plenty more content. And I will see you again next time. Bye for now.